Welcome to December 17th, 2025. Hard to believe we are here, and next week is Christmas and New Year and all the things. So let's get started. This is our last one. The next one, we probably have this on here somewhere, but it's January 14th-ish.
Yes, and
Yes.
we will send an email. We have the new link in here, but we're going to be sending everybody an email reminding there's a new link for the new year, but you'll be getting tons of emails and reminders.
Yes. All right. I didn't put a homework or a housekeeping slide in here, but basically we just ask you that you mute your lines unless you're talking. And if you're welcome to ask questions at the end, ask questions in the chat, ask questions whenever you want to. And we will try to get to all of them. And I'm happy to stop and answer any questions that you have. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Valerie Van Boeven. I'm a registered nurse and the founder and co-owner of Approved Senior Network. And today we're going to talk about my kind of gig, which is some of the online stuff. And then go ahead, Annette or Dawn.
Okay. My name's Annette Ziegler. I know some of you here. I have been with ASN for a year and a half. I teach the sales training classes. I have over 20 years experience in home care, and I love what I do. And I see a lot of my sales training class members here at the Mastery. So welcome and happy holidays.
Yeah.
There, I'm Dawn Fiala. I've been with ASN, Approved Senior Network, for almost 4 years now. I also have a very strong background in home care. I see some new faces. This is their first meeting, so welcome to those of you who are brand new with us. We're excited to have you here today, and have a happy holiday, guys, too, when this is over. Let's watch this first. Okay, go ahead, Alex.
All right.
Wait, Valerie, one more thing. We just want to add, excuse me, at the end of the session, we are going to go over December, January, and February leave behinds, the fun leave behinds that Lisa makes. We are going to be giving away February leave behinds to somebody that is attending the meeting. So whoever's interested in the chat, put yes, and we will put your name in the drawing. You have to promise if you do win the leave behinds that you're going to send us pictures of yourself out there marketing with them. So put yes in the chat and we will put your name in the hat and let you know if you're a winner.
Yes. And remember, you owe us pictures.
Yes.
If you say yes, be sure that you're going to use them. Go out there, take some pictures and share with us so we can see your amazingness, because everybody wants to see, does this really work? And it does. All right. Okay. Oh, there's my housekeeping. Lines muted. Share stories, experiences, tips, ask questions, make recommendations. And if there's something that you want to know, something you want us to talk about in the coming year, let us know. We have covered just about everything, but we are happy to go back and cover more. There's your free giveaway. One attendee will receive a set of customized leave behinds with their logo, colors, and contact information. You have to print them out. You must attend here to be eligible. So hit yes in the chat. Yes, if you promise that you'll send us pictures. Woohoo. All right. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about what a brand is in home care and why consistency wins, the message map, core promise, proof, and voice, field brand kit, how to show up in person, online brand kit, website, your Google business profile, social reviews, AI search, your proof pipeline, capture, curate, and publish, 90-day brand sync plan and scorecard, and the ASN CRM, which is our CRM, tie-ins and demo, and then Q&A. Sounds like a lot, but we'll get through it pretty quick, I'm sure. Oh, here's Annette. Oh, or me.
Oh. This is just, yeah, go ahead, Valerie.
Okay, 2026 Go Care Pro Mastermind meetings. We're not going to call them Continuum anymore. We're going to call them Go Care Pro Mastermind. We changed our sales training. We're a little bit of rebranding here where it's easier to say Go Care Pro Mastermind than it is to say Continuum Mastery Sales and blah, blah. So in 2026, you're going to see emails about Go Care Pro Mastermind meetings, and that's us, and that's here. Every other Wednesday-ish, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And the first meeting is January 14th, 2026. We will be sending you a new link to register. So wait for those emails because we're going to send you a new link. So the link that you use today, you probably registered. We use the same link all year. Okay. So when you register in January, it'll be a new registration, a new link. And you'll need to use that one for the whole year or as long as you're in our programs. It's our easy way of cleaning house at the beginning of the year. It just makes life easier for us. Okay, one brand everywhere. Unite your community presence and your online identity. We talk about this a lot. Today we're going to show you what that more about coming together. So in other words, we have people that believe, and we've been guilty of this over the years, online marketing is over here and in-person sales is over here. When actually they should be like this. They should come together and you should have one brand everywhere. So anything that's happening outside in your community should also be happening online. And we're going to talk about why and what happens there. I got to get everybody's head out of the way here so I can see. Okay, so the first slide is trust drains and leads leak. So trust drains and leads leak. Families trust what they recognize. Which means if your handout, your lobby signage, which for you is not really lobby signage, but your signage anywhere you go or any event that you attend, your staff introductions and your online profiles do not match, trust drains and leads leak instantly. A great example of that is if you have an About Us page on your website, I encourage you to please have your key staff pictures on that About Us page. And if they change, don't wait 5 months to change those pictures. I get it that roles change and people change and salespeople change and leaders change. It happens. But don't let your website get stale. So the person who's out there shaking hands and looking people in the eye should be represented on your website. I feel strongly about that because people will go to your website almost before they ever meet you. And it's great when those messages, those faces line up. So you don't want to drain that trust. Inconsistency equals risk. Families view disjointed branding as a sign of disorganized care. Absolutely. If your website looks like Cousin Eddie built it in 1999, and you're not means you're not taking care of it. So how well are you going to take care of my mom? If you haven't, you know what? I was just looking at junk haulers. I need a junk haul. I need a junk haul pretty soon. And so I was looking online at it, and the two that were recommended, I have 2 or 3 locals, and they hadn't posted on their Facebook since last year. That disturbs me greatly, only maybe because I'm in this business, but come on, put a recent picture up there. One and done doesn't get it. I want to know that you're still actively in business. Maybe I shouldn't call you because you don't have staff or time, or maybe you're not really interested in this kind of work anymore. I don't know. Don't be like that. Make sure all your online stuff matches up. The gap. A great in-person meeting is wasted if they can't verify you online. That could be true. It could be your social worker that you just met and that you hope to get referrals from. She looks you up online and your website looks like crap, or you haven't posted on Facebook since 2020. Come on. Everything needs to work together. You need to be represented as a human and as a business everywhere you go. Consistency definitely wins. So what is a brand in home care? It's not just a logo. It is a promise kept. I know that in sales training, Dawn and Annette talks about this a lot. The trust factor comes when you say you're going to do something that you actually do it. So the message, the visuals, the service delivery, all of that together builds trust that drives referrals. So your messaging on your website, if you say that we're the leader in Alzheimer's care in the home for St. Louis, Missouri. All right. And my parent has dementia or Alzheimer's. Then if you provide the visuals don't line up or the service delivery is terrible, the trust is instantly gone. A unified brand signals a unified care team. Everybody has the same logo on whether they're wearing it or it's on a brochure, and your promises are so. That's what we mean by consistency in branding. It's not just your logo. It's every word your salesperson says. It's their attitude. It's how they present themselves as a representative of your business. Or if it's you out there, it's how you represent yourself. You're not wearing a dirty t-shirt and sweatpants. I don't think anybody would do that, but you never know. The message map. So you have a core promise. What is the one guarantee that you make to every family? What is that guarantee? You can guarantee anything you want, but can you live up to it? So is it reliability you can feel? Is it on time every time? I don't know if I'd make that promise depending on my caregivers. Is it a happier senior, a more socially adjusted senior? They're getting the socialization that they need. What is your core promise? That the adult child can sleep at night? And what evidence backs this up? 0 missed shifts in 2024 and 5-star reviews. Is your online marketing, your online presence from your website to your Google business profile to what you're saying on your website or what your salesperson is saying in person, is that true? Is it verifiable? Is it something that people can see everywhere? And your voice, how do you say it? Are you warm? Are you authoritative, family focused, or are you more clinical? As a nurse, I would tend to be way more clinical, but our social worker friends tend to be way more warm, maybe a little authoritative and family focused. So when your salesperson is trained to walk into a room and talk to that family, think about how they're going to come off. When the person answers the phone in your office, did I hear something? When that person answers the phone in your office, think about how they sound. If I call a home care agency and they say, ABC Home Care, can I help you? I use that example a lot. I can't take it. I can't take it. If you have, okay, I'm old, so I'm just going to say this. If you have a 21-year-old person answering the phone in your home care office, you need to either put them through really great phone training or you need to think again. They have to be willing to slow down their speech and they need to be able to listen. ABC Home Care, this is Valerie. How can I help you? Not ABC Home Care. If I call your home care agency and I'm upset because my mom is failing at home, I don't want to hear ABC Home Care. I want somebody who's got a compassionate tone and slows down a little bit to listen to me that I'm going to trust. So in person, on the phone, online, how do you say it? What is your core promise? Field brand kit showing up in person. Now, Annette and Dawn are the powerhouses behind all of this. Now, I get it that you don't use a lot of lobby signage, but let's talk about every time you're at a senior fair, every time you're at some event where you have a booth or a table, or you're just there for the Alzheimer's walk. And maybe you have signage that you hold.
Major standards.
A t-shirt.
Have a good day.
Oh, I think somebody needs to mute their line.
I just muted it.
I'm going to unmute me. Okay. So your lobby signage, is it clean? Is it updated, matching your website colors? So that really means anytime you're represented outside of the office and in your office, actually, not that people go there. Your handouts, are they high quality print materials and not photocopies? I really wish people wouldn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars on brochures and business cards, but I do know that you need to have a really nicely printed handout or brochure and business card. I would also say, though, that if you're doing what these ladies teach you to do, you don't have to leave a brochure every time you go see someone. Business card is fine. 1 or 2 brochures, or maybe if you have a holder that they sit in, that's fine. But you don't have to drop off a brochure to every referral source every single time. That is a complete waste of time and money. Make sure you're doing other things. Business cards are easy to print. Uniforms. Does your staff wear a uniform? Do they not wear a uniform? Do they have a polo shirt? Do they have scrubs? What is your gig? How do you guys do that? And does everybody match? Can you get everybody a shirt? That's another thing to consider. Or do they just dress however they want and maybe have a badge? Whatever that is. Introductions, a standardized elevator pitch for every team member. That's the first thing that Annette asks you to do is create your elevator pitch. Does your salesperson know how to say what you do in your community just like that? What do you guys do? We provide in-home care and companionship for seniors in the St. Louis area. Be happy to talk to you more about it. I don't know what the elevator pitch is, but quick, easy, and here's my business card. Does everybody know what that is? Does the person answering your phone know what that is? Because what if somebody calls and says, I'm really not sure why I'm calling. What do you guys do? Those kinds of things are important. All right, introductions, and we got elevator pitch, every team member, and high quality. Okay, so that's your in-person. Photography shot list. I know that we have had home care agencies that have spent a lot of money on having professional photography done, and you don't have to do that. It's great if you have that kind of marketing budget and you want to spend that, but you know what people really want to see? They really want to see regular old pictures of you out in the community, of you doing something fun, of you and your staff, of if a client is giving their permission, of you and a client celebrating their 100th birthday. Those are the pictures they really want to see. We do have a few owners out there who have sent us these pictures, and they've sent us what we call B-roll footage. If you don't know what B-roll is, it's like silent. You don't have to have any audio to it. So it's like a 10-second shot of their wrapped car driving away, or a 10-second shot of the caregiver knocking on the client's door for their shift, or a scan across the front of their office. Those are B-roll shots. And that is something that you can incorporate it into any video you create, and people love it. So the warm welcome, owner, admin, friendly, greeting a guest, walking into an assisted living facility, a real picture, not cartoons like I have here. Care in action. One of the best care in action video I ever got, or picture I ever received, has no faces in it, but it is a caregiver, obviously a caregiver, holding a plate, and she is spooning out green beans from a pot. You can see the steam rising off the pot. She fixed the client dinner. You can see this, and she is plating his food for him or her. And it looks like a beautiful homemade warm meal. That is amazing. If, as a daughter, when I see something like that, I think, of course, absolutely. My mother would love it if somebody would fix them a homemade meal. And the caregiver's face is not in the picture. It's just her hand and that steam coming off that freshly cooked meal, and it's mashed potatoes and whatever. That was an amazing picture, an amazing piece of video. So care in action, team culture, getting a group shot of your team. It doesn't have to be professionally done. Anytime is awesome. And of course, picture of your office. It doesn't have to be a miracle, but if you can get a picture of your office, that's great. So those are the things that people really want to see. Website, Google Business, and AI search. So let's talk about your website. Your website and your brochures need to match. We do have a lot of folks that send us their brochures when we create their website, and we try to match the verbiage and colors and all of that. You should have at least a concept of what your brand colors are. Some people have an entire branding document. Some people will say, absolutely, you must have a branding document, which lists all the colors, all the complementary colors, how the logo should look. I'm not as much into that as just making sure everything's consistent across the board. I would not pay somebody $10,000 to create a branding document for me, but you can get ChatGPT or Google or someone online to help you. If you enter in your colors and your logo, it will write up a branding document for you. It's that easy. So just make sure everything on your website is matching your brochure. If your website is outdated and you have changed the colors on your brochure to match what you really want, please get your website updated. That is one of the most important things you can do. Google Business. I have some secret tips for you on hours, photos, and consistent from the business descriptions. When someone looks you up, a lot of times you're going to see that they went to your Google Business profile and they never even made it to your website. Never even went to your website. They typed in your name and the city, and boom, there you are. That picture that they see, if you've never touched your Google Business profile, they're going to see a Google Street View shot of your office or some other weird picture that you've uploaded over time. It could be a 10-year-old picture. Take that. There's a place if you manage your own Google Business profile, you can upload a cover photo and a logo. Please go in and upload those so that Google's not picking that for you because they picked the worst thing they can pick. Also on hours. I know that a lot of you like to say, oh, we're open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. No, nope. You're open 24 hours a day. If my mom is receiving care from you and she falls and has an emergency with a caregiver in the middle of the night, guess whose phone's going to ring? Yours. And so you're open 24 hours a day. Nobody is going to call you to start care at 2:00 in the morning. Now, maybe some weirdo will, but they're not going to come to your office at 2:00 in the morning because nobody's going to be there. But here's what happens. If you say I'm open from 9 to 5 and it's 5:05 p.m. and I'm looking for someone to talk to at 5:05 p.m., right across your business, it's going to say closed. Opens again next business day or Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Don't be closed when they start looking. You know that if they call at 5:05, somebody's going to answer that phone. Somebody's going to answer it. So please don't say that you're only open 9 to 5. Make it a 24-hour cycle so that when they look for home care, it never says closed. Never should be closed. You always want them to feel like they can call if they need to. Okay. I'm harping on that. From the business, there's a description you can put in there from the business. Make sure it has your keyword phrases in it. If it says something about some fluffy poetry about how much you love everyone, take it out. Put in, we provide home care in, and then you can talk about your compassion all you want. But get some keyword phrases in there first. Okay, AI search. Important that your NAP, your name, address, and phone number, your NAP, is consistent everywhere. So if you've recently moved offices or opened a new office, it's really important that you go to a service who will submit that listing and will make sure that your new name, address, and phone number is updated across all databases in the world. Because without that, Google's going to say, nah, that's not right. But data powers AI visibility. So not just your name, address, and phone number, but everything else you do on that website, it's really important that website is AI search happy. Okay, the proof pipeline. Number 1, capture. Systemize the collection of 5-star reviews and client success stories immediately after a positive interaction. So here's how we're going to provide proof. I remember a day, and I don't know that this still happens, when salespeople or people who were opening cases in the house would carry around a giant binder full of testimonials, written testimonials. And the family could flip through them as they were doing the assessment. I don't know that happens anymore. Maybe it doesn't. But get as many 5-star reviews as you possibly can. And by all means, if you get a bad review, learn how to get it removed. There are some ways you can try to do that. You can't remove every review that's bad. If it's really a client and it really does have a lot of good detail, Amazon or Google's not going to be as quick to take that down, but it's from a caregiver. Usually we can get it wiped off the map. Client success stories, write them down. What happened with Mrs. White? She was not able to feed herself when you guys first came on. Today, she's able to walk in the park and with a walker, and she can feed herself. What happened? Who did you keep out of the hospital after their last hospitalization for pneumonia? How were you able to do that? You need to make sure you're collecting all that. And reviews. I think you guys know this, but I'll just repeat it. When someone is happy with your services, capture them right now. Because if you call me today and I say, I love Mary, she's going over to see mom loves Mary, everything's great, we love her, I'm happy. Send me a request for a review right now. If you ask me tomorrow and Mary's 15 minutes late and I'm late for work because of it, I'm not leaving you a nice review. Don't ask me tomorrow. Ask me right now when I'm happy. Curate, select the best stories that highlight your core promise. So that promise that you've been making everyone, pick up some stories and make sure you're recording the ones that actually talk about your core promise, either in your head or hopefully on your blog or somewhere else on social media. And distribute these stories across your website, social media, and printed newsletters simultaneously. You can take names out But if you have some stories about some great successes, don't limit that to just LinkedIn or just Facebook or just your website. Make sure it hits everything. 90-day brand sync plan. Here's your plan. Day 1 through 30, audit and clean. Update those logo files, unify those fonts, and audit all of your directory listings. You can go online and type your name in your town and see all the different listings that you have out there. Care.com, caring.com, a place for mom, whatever it is. And you can go through and make sure that your address is correct, the right logo is being used, because oftentimes we leave those up for years and the wrong logo is up there. Make sure you have the right logo. Day 31 through 60, assets and photos. We have a whole photography list and a B-roll list. Go through and take pictures and check off as many of those as you can. You can use them over and over again. Day 61 through 90, process launch, implement the proof pipeline and train staff on the new message map. That means that you're going to show them all these case studies, all the reviews. Where are they? What do they look like? How do you get to them? Can we print some out? And you're going to make sure that your staff, whether they're answering the phone or they're in person, they have that 30-second elevator speech that they have right there in front of them. You can tape it to the wall next to their phone, whatever you got to do. And then day 90 plus, review, check the brand scorecard and adjust strategies based on lead quality. If you go through and do all these things and you're consistently posting on social media and your salesperson is consistently moving around town and seeing people and everybody's messaging matches, your look matches, your logo matches, your mission and vision for your business matches, you're going to see wins. Okay, ASN Spark CRM integration. We do have a CRM. You can use any CRM for this. It doesn't have to be ours. So what happens is we have a place where we can put all, and we actually use Canva for this as well, all logos, flyers, anything that we have that is a brand, a certain home care agency stuff, all goes into one place. We have it right there for us, for them if they want it. But usually we keep that folder full of all their stuff, all their colors, everything. Campaign. And then when newsletters go out every month or drip email campaigns go out, we can see how many people are opening those, looking at them, viewing them. Campaign tracking, we can see which messages drive the most. I can tell you this, the drip campaigns are great, but the monthly newsletters are really where it's at. We see consistent spikes in website traffic from those monthly newsletters. They're branded beautifully. They look great. They have excellent titles. We've changed the titles of the newsletters that go out, so they have a much more engaging title. And I just think overall they look beautiful. And you can do that with any newsletter system that you use. And automation, we have a full review system set up inside of our CRM for each client. It's put together just for them. They know, they're shown how to use it. And when they use that, I see most of the reviews that come in for our clients if we have access to their Google business profile. And I just see, bam, some days you can tell an email went out because people are just, boom, leaving these amazing reviews. And it makes my heart happy to see those reviews come in. Powering SEO. Oh, go ahead.
We have a question. Did you want to wait to the end or do you want to?
No, go ahead.
Rex was asking what you would recommend for holiday hours on your Google profile. Keep it at 24/7 probably.
I just leave it alone for holiday hours. It's not very often that someone's going to call on Christmas Day, maybe New Year's Day, but that's up to you. You can always put in closed for Christmas Day and New Year's Day if you want to, or Memorial Day, especially if you yourself, you're not going to be available as the owner and you're usually the sort of the on standby person to pick up the phone if no one else is around. If you know that no one's available, which probably doesn't ever happen, but then yeah, you can say you're off that day. But generally speaking, I'd leave it 24/7.
I would leave it only because this is me thinking the kids are home with their family on the holiday.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's call this place. You're not going to get a ton of calls, but you never know.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Somebody might think that they're going to leave a message and you might answer the phone on the Christmas night after they've seen their parents and they're like, oh my goodness.
Valerie, we have another, just a comment. Heather is saying, I build email campaigns in your CRM a lot. Just ask Lisa. And I love seeing the open rate and CTR. Very easy to use too, with an intuitive drag and drop system. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, we think it's fabulous as well.
Thank you. It's a lot like, not Active Campaign. It's a lot like, what is it? The one, a Constant Contact. It's a lot like that, drag and drop. They tried to model it after that. So thank you, Heather. I'm glad you use it. Aside, we do newsletters for everybody, but our clients are welcome to send whatever they want, whenever they want, and mess around in there. And I know it's fun sometimes. AI search engines and data. AI search engines crave structured, consistent data. Here's what I've learned. We've all learned here at ASN is that when you have fresh, consistent content that has statistics in it, AI loves you. So if you start a page or a blog post, I'm making this up completely, and you say 90% of seniors would rather be at home than in a nursing home. Okay, that's probably true. It's probably 99%. But if you have that statistic toward the top of that blog post or that article, and that article is very specific about that and has a source and everything listed, the better you do with that kind of stuff. There's something terrible going on in Jenny Bro. What is happening? Whose camera is that? I can see. It looks like they're going through a car wash or something. I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, I think it's Junie Barati. Junie. Are you listening to me, Junie? Anyway, if you have statistics, if you have fresh content, that is what AI wants. So if you were to put up an article or a page on your website that had statistics and good stuff going on, if you look at it 3 months later, you need to make another post, or even 2 months later or a month later. You need to consistently post things like that in order for AI to constantly pick you up. They want fresh content and they want statistics that they can prove content. So please be sure you're always blog posting, and you can use your own statistics. You don't have to use AARP's latest survey. You can say, according to ABC Home Care, we help reduce readmission rates by 80% in our CHF clients. I don't know, whatever you want to say, but make sure you say it more than once over the course of the year. Okay, brand signals. When your offline reputation matches your online data, Google rewards you with higher rankings. It really does. Brand means everything. I know people think that the keyword phrase to rank for is the word home care, but it's not. It's your brand name. Home Instead, Visiting Angels. I get it. They're big budgets and they're big brands, but even your home care agency, I don't care how, you're only serving a territory that's this big compared to the whole world, right? So if this is your territory, everybody, all 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people in that territory need to hear your name or see your name or read your name in a good way. So as many people as you can reach offline and online, that is what Google will see. Because if they see you offline, they're going to Google you. They're going to Google your brand name, and they're going to find you online. Okay, so they do mix and they do match. Social proof, a steady stream of reviews via the pipeline. You can use our pipeline to get more reviews. Provides fresh content that AI models use to recommend you. And that is true. If you have a lot of good reviews, Google's AI especially is going to want to highlight that. So keep on getting reviews all the time. All right, questions. Let's build your brand operating system. There's a lot of moving parts here, but really just remembering that everything you do in person should translate to something online. A picture, a post, a blog post, your thoughts, whatever it is, should all come together. All right, any other questions? No. Oh, look at this. Annette.
Okay, yes.
ASN Home Care Marketing and Sales. Actually, Go Care Pro Marketing and Sales.
Go Care Pro Marketing.
Oops. Sorry.
Oh,
hello.
Okay, so we have our January and February dates open for our sales training. We are sold out for January 6th already. So if you're interested, I have openings in January 22nd. December 10th is over. Sorry, we didn't update that, but we have February dates posted. Let me know. We seem to be getting a lot of interest in our sales training, and we're filling up a month ahead. So if you want to reserve your spot, just let us know. We'd love to have you. Classes are great. If you do what we say, you do get referrals. We'd love to have you come to our sales training.
We've had some excellent testimonials show up they're on our YouTube channel. If you just type in Approved Senior Network or Go Care Pro and go to YouTube, you will see some of the latest. People are killing it out there. They're really getting referrals. So I think Anthony Gray was one of our most recent ones. There's one I have to render for today.
And I think he's here today. Yes.
Hi. He did such a good job with that. Yeah. All right. So now we have the home care marketing store. You can get all of your tchotchkes right here if you want. All right. Oh, Lisa says happy holidays and see you next year. She couldn't be here today. She took some time off to be with family, which I think is awesome. And so she will be back, and she wanted to make sure I showed you this slide.
All
right, guys.
Happy
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
See you next year.